Hey everybody, it's me, Josh. I did not plan out this video at all. I just thought I would put together a little video about me being on the autism spectrum and all my adventures with that. It's not really easy to explain exactly what it is to be autistic because it's something different for everyone. And sure, everyone's different in general, but it seems like people on the spectrum are different among the different. There are some commonalities. There seem to be particular types among us. I don't really fit into a lot of those types. I'm sort of artsy. I'm not one of those mathematical computer hacker types, although I'm pretty good with computers and very interested in them. I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, really, and maybe that's an autistic type. I can do a lot of things. I have kind of a good general collection of knowledge. One of the things I really like is making videos like this. I have a few YouTube channels where I explore my interests. Right now I'm filming this in my studio where I build stuff out of Legos, I'll put a link to my Lego channel down below. I think I've already talked about that on this channel. I don't yet have just an autistic self-advocacy blog, but maybe I'll start one of those. But my autism, probably like many, takes the form of sensitivities that I can't quite explain. I've got stuff in my head, the ways that I process information, my senses, that is different from the way other people do, so that an environment some people are just fine in, I am not fine in. And I don't always know why. For instance, I was once at work at the movie theater, loved that job, and a computer decided to start beeping, just a long beep, just constant beep for like 10 minutes, and toward the end of it, it was zonking me out. I was getting very drowsy, and when the beep stopped, I was back. I don't know if that's a normal thing for people, but yeah, that's just one for instance. I mean, there could be lights. Maybe if I sat in this studio with all these lights on me for too long, maybe then I'd go crazy. And my mom has worked in special ed, so she was always telling me, trying to figure out what was my deal and coming up with different things. And when I was really young, it was all about ADD. Not ADHD, just ADD. I don't think I was particularly hyper. And there may have been something to that. I probably am a bit ADD, but it was when I was in high school that she started reading up on Asperger's. I'll spell it here so there's no mistaking it, unless you're trying to mistake it on purpose, which a lot of people do. Asperger's. It's Asperger's with a P. Anyway, you saw the way I typed it, the way I put it in there. Yeah, now with the DSM-5, which is a new way that they diagnose things, it's all just autism spectrum. And I don't really see anything wrong with that. I think it's fine if you just want to simplify it and call it autism spectrum. All right. It's a lot easier to say without people snickering. And yeah, I've had many jobs over the years. Started working at 16 at Whataburger. Hated it. Although I was there for 9 months. There were things about it I liked. Things about it I hated. I think working in front of customers, I enjoyed it for the most part, but it also tires me out. And it's like, if I'm in a social situation, unlike most Aspies, I'm actually I can be very funny, very charming, very on, life of the party. You would see me, and you would never know that I'm on the autism spectrum. I would seem like anyone else. But when the party's over and I get home, I will just collapse because I can't keep up that kind of energy for very long, and it takes me a long time to recharge after that. Very introverted. A lot of us tend to be very introverted. And that's where we do our best work, when we're alone. And we do good work. We do amazing things. What amazing things do I do? I don't know. I make these videos. I write. I'm a writer. I've got a series of books that I've been working on writing for many years now, and I'll put a link to a place where you can read my first book for free. It's coming up. It's not all up there yet. It's going up chapter by chapter on Many Worlds Fiction. It's called Emerson McLeod and the Curse of Godhood. It's a fantasy novel about a guy who is cursed by the gods with immortality. And yeah, you can imagine from there, or just read from there. You'll find out what it's about. Now, a lot of us on the autism spectrum have obsessions, and I've always bounced from obsession to obsession, which is how I amassed a good general knowledge of a lot of different things, because I've hyper-focused on one thing for a long time, or even a short time. You can develop... I collect a lot of information about things in a short time, and then I lose interest in that, go to another thing. Lose interest, go to another thing. So I end up... I don't forget things that I learned, so I end up with a pretty good collection of knowledge in there. Yeah, there we go. I guess that's good enough for now. It's an introduction to me. I'll post more stuff maybe if people want to hear about it. See you later.